everyone, welcome to Vavart 24.
This is going to be a blooper.
We interrupt this program to bring you.
She my type. I swear to God that for this chick I crossed the line. Yeah, she ain't no lie. I got 2 tickets on my hand so we can fly. But can you fly? Yeah. Can you fly with my guys? Can you fly? Yeah. Can you fly with my guys? I'm ready to risk it all. I'm ready to fight. What am I doing? Man, you tripping. Then again, she might tell.
Hi everyone, welcome to Vavart 25. If you're new here, my name is Maiva. And do you want to introduce yourself? Yeah. Speak up.
Yeah, my name is Rachel. Yeah, I'm Vavart's friend.
Yeah, so anyway, yeah, me and Rachel are going to do a video today about international student life here in the US. Okay, so what school do we go to?
We go to Calvin University in Grand Rapids, Michigan.
What would you say about Calvin? Do you like going there or like what?
Yeah, it's been a good experience, I guess. Yeah, it's been a good experience.
Yeah, it's
Very eye-opening, you know.
yeah, I agree. Yeah. Okay. Do you want to tell everyone what you're studying?
No, you could.
Okay, so I'm studying international development and public health.
I'm studying electrical and computer engineering.
So smart.
Oh my god, it's been hard, guys.
It's been hard. Oh yeah, I guess we didn't even say we're seniors. We have
1 semester to go. Oh my god.
4 months to go.
4
It's
months
crazy.
to go.
Yeah. Okay. So how did you find out about Calvin?
I feel like whenever I get this question, people are always expecting some deep response, but it's not that deep. Like literally off the internet, Google. So I think my dad, like, he was very involved in my college search process.
Yeah.
And he found out about this school, Calvin Christian College, because I'm a Christian. And I mean, that wasn't a deciding factor for me anyways, but it was a plus. So Christian College, and I was like, okay. I applied, and then like they came over to Nigeria at some point. I think that was when I like got more serious because like Calvin wasn't really
Like a top choice. Yeah.
My dad is like, oh my god, like this is the only college I came, so you have to go. So education, you like, I even had to travel for it. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Like that's how serious my father like thought about it. Because they literally like they came to a whole difference. They were in like Lagos and Abuja, which is the capital, like the more popular states. And I'm from like Port Harcourt, Nigeria. So
It's true, we didn't even say where we're from.
yeah, well now I'm from Nigeria. But they came to those other states and my dad is like, you guys need to go. So I found myself traveling to Lagos with my mom to go, you know, see these guys. But anyways, I got there, they were really nice. I spoke to a couple people.
Yeah.
And it was
It was nice, yeah.
Yeah, I guess that was what like sort of did it for me too then. Like I mean, even after then they were not really okay, they like had made their way up there on my like
List.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fair. Okay, so cool. You found it on the internet and then you went on the the school fair.
Yeah.
Okay. For me, I found them at church.
They came to your church?
Yeah, because they were doing like a study abroad. So,
That's true.
see me, I'm over there minding my own business in church. I go to All Saints Cathedral when I'm in Nairobi. So, I was in a teen service And then now there's a bunch of white people who come up. And we're like, okay. Yeah, so then these white people go over there and the pastor is like, oh, hallelujah, hallelujah, where are you from? And they're like, hi, we're from Calvin, and you know, we're doing a study abroad, January semester abroad, and yeah, whatever. I don't even remember what they said. So now it was after the service, that's when me and my friend approached them. We were like, hi. Like, do you guys have international students at your school, like scholarships, you know, like the generic questions? But the real miracle was that one of the people on that trip was an international student recruiter. Like he worked at the admissions office. So then he was the one who was really like, you know, we're like looking for more international students, like you should apply at yada yada. Sorry?
I said, of course they are.
Yeah, of course, because the enrollment was going down, I think. So now I'm over there like, okay, this guy is like, give me your number, give me your email. I'm like
very proactive. That's
yeah.
how they get you.
And I'm like,
wow, they care about me.
Me, I was like, no, this man is trying to hijack, because I had never heard of Calvin. I'd never heard of this place called Grand Rapids.
Yeah, Grand Rapids. I was like, what? I remember telling my grandma. She's like, Grand what?
Yeah, it's very like random, honestly. Like, I don't know, back home people talk of like Miami, Atlanta, California, New York, and then like someone is like, oh, I'm from Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Like
so yeah, me, I'm like, sir, I don't know who you are. Like, I was just like, no. So I think I was like, I'm gonna check this out, but I'm gonna take your email address and your number. Like, I'm not about to give you my number, because my mom said don't talk to strangers. I mean, I've already talked to them at that point, but like, I wasn't like about to give him my number. So I took his email, and then I checked on the internet for Calvin, and then I was like, okay, it's a real school. He's not just like trying to kidnap me or whatever. And then I went to an Ethiopian restaurant with them later that week, and so that's when I really like spoke to the students, and like I was like, okay, they're real students, like, you know. And then I applied later on. So that's how I knew about Calvin. Okay, how many schools did you apply to apart from Calvin?
Over 30.
Yep. I applied to...
Good job, Calvin.
I know, right? I applied to 20, I think 24, 25. And out of those that you applied to, why was Calvin the one that you came to?
So it all came down to money, you know?
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Same. Let me tell you, okay, education in the United States of this America, hey, it's expensive.
To drain you.
Suck all the money out of you. Like, what is the process like for coming to study in the US? Because a lot of people want to come, but they don't really know where to start.
Where
like,
to begin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is a thing for me as well. Because I don't know about you, but like I didn't apply to schools only in the US. Like I applied to Canada as well. But so first, like the starting point for coming to school in the US is writing your SATs. Like, so that's how,
okay.
Like, it's like the entrance exam for American universities, basically. And like it's organized by the college board, that's what they're called. So like literally if you Google them, you can like find out where the centers in your country are, like in your state, in the country, like what city, like the closest center to you, basically. And then there's a fee. I don't know how much it is now, but it's like
it's kind of expensive. I was like that.
Yeah, I can't remember, but maybe.
Okay, wait, let's start step by step. So you go online.
Yeah, you go online.
You look for
the college board.
The college board.
Okay, prior to doing that, you don't want to write the exam without actually knowing what to expect.
Right.
So you give yourself time. Like, let's say I wrote the SATs twice. Like you can write it as many times as you want. There are specific rules, like there are more detailed, like I guess things for depending on how far, like what stage of you, like your high school you're in, or like if you're done with high school and you've like maybe taking a couple gap years or a gap year, like what to do in each situation. There's more details about that on their website, so you should see that there. But then in preparation, like there's different, I guess, companies that help you, that have like simulated prep exams.
Or like practice tests.
Yeah, practice tests. Like basically what you, like for us, we have the West African exams, and we have like booklets that prepare us for that, like in preparation for that exam. And so there's companies like Khan Academy.
Please sign up for Khan Academy. It's free,
really good,
and it's so amazing. Honestly, guys,
got me through pretty much a lot of things. Khan Academy, I can't remember the other one.
I think the other one is Kaplan, but it's so expensive. I would just recommend
Kaplan. I think because like you can just search up like college SAT prep. Yeah, honestly.
Yeah, so you okay, so first of all, step one, you're like, I want to go to Calvin University, right? Calvin, requires the SAT. You go to college board, right?
Yeah.
College board is the company that makes the SAT.
Yeah.
So you have to like sign up, create an account, log in, and then there are specific times of the year as well when you can take the SAT. You can't just take it like, oh, I feel like doing it this morning. Like, no, you have to select the date. Select a date that will give you enough time to prepare. Whether that's using, you can buy books, physical books, you can practice online, you can use different resources online, you can get a tutor.
Yeah. And there's like 2 different types, so it depends on the school you're applying to.
Yeah.
So okay, so for the SATs, like you need to know, you should have like I think 4 top schools, because they would ask you for that. Cause normally, like because they would. So part of the deal, like what you're paying for, is for them to send your score to the school. Like, so you should have 4 schools that you're like looking at and you'd like them to send your score to, because otherwise like some schools, I think you would have to do it yourself, like send them your score afterwards, which I mean like it's not bad, but it's just easier, I guess, for them to just send your score directly to the school you're interested in.
It's so much easier, and it saves you time and money. Yeah. So they offer you, like that's part of the offer, like they are going to send it on your behalf and you're not going to pay any extra from the actual fee. So when you're signing up, I think when you're signing up, that's when you pick the schools. I can't remember. After you create your account.
There's that, and then the SATs, there's like 2 different types. So there's like normal SATs, and that's like English and math. Just English and math. The English has like the essay. Okay, then there's like the essay is optional.
Oh really?
Yeah. Some people choose not to write the essay, but like it gives you a higher chance like with schools when they see that you've written the essay. And then the other one is like the SAT subject tests, and so some schools like request this for your major. I don't know, like if you're a STEM major, like giving like the specific area I want to go is like, maybe for me like engineering, they would say I should take like physics and math. But really depends on, maybe like for a med student it's like bio and chemistry. I don't know.
But I think if you just take the regular SAT.
I didn't take the subject test, and I'm engineering, so like some people they go ahead and do that, but I didn't have the energy to do so.
I didn't have the energy. And like honestly, because I think do the regular SAT, because what happens is you come to college, you're like, oh me I want to be a doctor, me I want to be an engineer. psych, one semester in you change. So like me, I came in wanting to be pre-medicine, and I'm not doing that anymore. So I think if you do the normal SAT, a lot of schools will accept that, and then it's like, oh yeah, oh my god, I almost forgot. You should, so when you're doing the SAT, you should also, when you're signing up for the day, you should give yourself enough time before to study, but then enough time to when they, because it takes some time to receive your test scores back.
Yeah.
And then you have to make sure it's in line with the deadline for application for your school.
Yeah.
So it's a lot to like remember, but like just make a timeline and then just be like, okay, studying for the SAT 3 months, taking the SAT, waiting for the results for the SAT. I don't know how many weeks or months it takes, and then after results come, submitting, perfecting my essays, and then submitting my application to the school, you know. So you have to give yourself enough time before the actual school's deadline to do that. So yeah, that's the SAT.
And then
so that's one.
you should have your, because you need like a national identification card, a national ID, and they take like, the ID they take is your passport. So if you don't have one before that exam,
I didn't have one.
So what did you use? You just,
in Kenya we have like a national identification card. I think it depends on the country.
okay, I think then like, I don't think I think Nigeria had one, like, I don't know, but I didn't have one, maybe because of my age.
Yeah, I think like, again, that's another thing that's like,
really
go on
depends.
the website and check, because I know there's like, you have to have like the passport pictures, the specific dimensions, the identification, and what else, oh my god. But like, again, these are all things that if you're interested in, go to the college board website, create an account, and it will be specific to your country, so that they'll show you what you need.
Read the website in great detail.
Yeah.
And if
Don't
you have any
forget,
questions,
oh my
you
gosh,
can always call them, or even there's like support for questions. So
let me tell you a short story, okay? I know I had a friend who, imagine, he was sent away because like, you have to really take this seriously, because he got there and then he had to be sent away, and he didn't take the exam because he forgot his national identification card. So like, they know who you are, who you say you are, but like, because you forget that thing on the exam day, like that can hinder you from taking the exam. So just be careful about that, and like, remember to carry everything that they ask to carry. So SAT, and then number 2 is, for me, in my application process, okay, I don't know, I think it's accessible all over the world. All of my 20 school applications I did in one portal. So
Common App.
The Common App, yes. Did you use the Common App?
But they have like a certain number of schools you can apply to.
20.
Yeah, 20.
That's a lot of
I
schools.
exceeded that, like
Same.
I said. I started using outside, but yeah, like, it's very helpful because
So
it saves
money.
like money, and then like your application, like if there's similar things, like the basic things like your name, like it's already saved, so you don't have to
Do
repeat
separate
that
applications
all over again for another school. So it was really actually really helpful.
Like, it was a lifesaver. The Common application, like, every single one of my friends who's like interested, I always just say like, sign up for the Common application, because the Common app, then it will ask you what are your SAT scores, and you can put it in there. You can put your name. Some of the essays, like I think like 5 of my schools had the same essay prompt, so once you write it, it's in there. You don't have to be copy pasting this, that, and then it submits all of them once you're done. Make sure you keep up with the deadlines. Most of the deadlines are normally December-ish for the fall.
Again, depends on the school,
Yeah.
depends on when you're planning to go. So like fall or winter.
And then let's say now you've done all that stuff, submitted your application on time, you've been accepted, God willing, what next?
Yeah, you have to accept, because you can get acceptance from different schools, and most schools give you like, if not all, give you like a deadline
to accept
the offer.
Yeah.
And so once you accept the offer, the school starts working with you, knowing that you're an international student, Like, so their immigration officer starts working with you to give you
the
your I-20, which you would basically like. That's your
what
key.
is it? Yeah.
So that's your key to getting your student visa.
Yeah.
Basically, so you take that along with your passport. And
proof of
pictures
financial ability to pay.
Yeah, so there's like I guess it depends on the country, like what your currency is.
Yeah.
But like you should show at least like financial capability to cover at least 2 years of your schooling. So your money should be that big. Because like whether you have aid or not, like the people at the office, they don't care. They don't care. So they want to know, like in the case that maybe like let's say your aid is like GPA based, like if your GPA drops by chance, which is very possible because anything can happen. Yeah, but like they are trying to cover all the bases. Like if you get there and things don't go as planned, do you have something to fall back on? And if you don't, they are not going to just have some freeloader like just being there in the country.
For real, that doesn't mean that all the international students who come here have money, because your parents don't always have enough money to pay for the 2 years. As we said before, the schools here in the US are super expensive. So you can use like your relatives' bank statements, or if you have a family friend, you can ask them to use their bank statements. So that way it's like, oh, I don't have money. My mom doesn't earn that much money. But we can. It's not that you're gonna use that person's money, but it's just like proof that you at least have access to someone who has those kind of funds.
The person is like your benefactor. I don't know.
Yeah, like your word.
Ward, I guess.
Yeah.
Like some you're dependent on that person sort of. And then they give you your financial aid package. So normally you get like for Calvin, I think all international students have the international student package, right? Hopefully. I mean, I hope. International, I would hope so too.
I know.
But there's like there's that. I mean, I guess it depends on your school. How much financial aid you get, scholarships and all that. But it's basically like everything takeable from your school. Like anything they give you, take it to your interview. Like just to avoid like, oh, where's this document? And you're like, oh, I left it back at my house. And then they are not going to wait for you to be like, oh, like come back tomorrow. It's like no, bye, we are sorry, we can't give it to you. So
because there's a lot of people who want to come here. It's not like, you know,
come prepared.
You have to, on the visa interview date, just carry everything. Like I carried like copies of emails,
copies too,
everything.
I mean, like they might offer to make like when they take some of your documents, they might make copies, but sometimes like just to be on the safe side, like take copies. Because you don't want to be giving them the originals. Because
I carried my birth certificate, passport, ID, pictures, and like proof of residence of those people. Because when they ask you like, okay, where are you gonna stay, and you're like, the school. I think the guy was like, oh, what are you gonna do during the holidays? And I had my aunt's address, you know, like just have backups of backups, just so that you're prepared. Like,
don't be nervous. Like, you're not okay. So have this in mind when you're going to do it. Like, if you've never had an interview to travel abroad, like, you're not a thief. You work. Don't be nervous. Because that's one thing they hate. Because once you're nervous, like it seems like you're lying. And that's a bad sign. Like, oh, this person is saying something contradictory to what they're actually going there to do. Like, that's what it says. Because they don't know you. They don't know what you're going there to do.
Random person.
And so like your first impression, which is their only impression basically, like these are people that don't know you making a decision on whether or not you get to leave
go to their country.
Go to their country. and you're like fidgeting, like they're asking you like,
Yeah.
oh, what school? And you're like, like how can you not go to school you're going to? Or like,
yeah, you have to know like where is the school,
Yeah.
you know, like.
and one thing they don't like either, I guess every immigration officer like hates to see that you want to stay in their country. Like if you want
It's
to, if
weird.
you're getting your visa, I mean, the less people the better. But if they want, like if you show that you're coming here and you're coming here to stay, bad sign, they are not going to give to you. Like even if you're a grade A student, nobody cares. No, out.
Yeah, because
So-
I remember that they ask you what is your intention
Yeah.
after you get your
Yeah, like
4-year degree.
yeah, like what are you like? What are
Yeah.
you going to do after you graduate? And you're like, oh, I want to stay there and get married. I have 5 cats, 6 kids.
What's that?
No, they are not going to give it to you.
Yeah.
Like, so have a solid plan of what you're going to do that does not involve them or their country. So
Yes.
yeah, I was very nervous, and I even cried. That's how bad it was.
At the interview?
No, not at my interview. I wouldn't be
okay.
here right now. Because during my actual interview, like the girl beside me, like in the stall beside me, was kind of like the guy was hammering her with all these questions, and she started crying. And the funny thing is that they actually have tissues there, like for you to wipe your tears. In case someone cries, so they are just there like, wipe your tears, bro.
The Nigerian immigration department, y'all are mean. I don't think we had tissues for crying.
Yeah, too. If you want to cry, I don't know. But anyways,
Seriously.
I remember like when I was practicing with one of the ladies, because
Yeah.
she's used to like those sort of like, I mean, the education years, they were literally in the interview place.
Yeah.
They are part of that office.
Yeah.
So she was hammering me with all these questions, and I don't know, I guess I was just like a naturally timid person, and I wasn't used to that. So like the way she was hitting me back to back, I started crying, and she's like, this is what you're going to do when you get there, you're going to open your eyes and start crying. And I'm like, sister, I don't mean it, I didn't mean it, I didn't mean it, I was just kidding. I'm just trying to go to school, guys. And she's like, better clean your tears. She didn't even pacify me. Like Nigerians, guys, they are mean. Yeah, she said to get my act together. I mean, honestly, like I actually thank her for that, because going into the interview, like even though I was nervous, I was actually able to hold a good conversation with the woman on the other end of the screen.
Yes.
Hence me being here today.
Hallelujah.
So yeah,
Okay.
thank you, Mrs. W.
Okay. Funding. What is the cost of going to Calvin University?
Don't ask me.
The cost of it's actually
It varies
crazy.
every year.
They'll be increasing the tuition fees, like I almost said slowly by slowly. It's bigly by bigly.
Slowly.
It's
Every day you wake up, you see a new charge.
Let me
be
tell
it
you.
wellness or insurance as an internet. Oh my god, like this
It's
can't be
insane.
one video thing. Like it's too much.
Yeah,
And I
let's
do
not
have
talk
a
about the
mental,
finances. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna sum it up and say, go check on the website and see how they really have increased. Like from freshman year to this year, that difference of money is enough to take someone else somewhere in another country, like the 4 years of school. Like I'm not even exaggerating. It's crazy. Because I went to University of Nairobi. You know how much I paid per year? It was 28,600. That's like on the higher side, $300. Is it? Yeah, $300. For a whole year. So 300 times 4 is 1,200.
That's the one health insurance.
That's not
year?
even a health insurance. That's not even.
Health insurance has come for 1 year. Oh my god.
It's insane. And then the cost of books, I'm not even gonna go into it.
When you come to college, you find a hack for books, so don't worry about that.
Okay. I like solid books.
Physical books.
Yeah.
I
I always have to pay.
She likes the rich people style. Me, no matter what I like, I always go with the one that costs me the least money.
But the thing is, if I get the online version, I'm not gonna read it, because I cannot like do the online thing, and it's like I have a 60-page thing to read. Like, no, like.
Yeah, I admit it's not as great, but I had to roll with it, because I remember first semester of college, like that was the most money I spent. My heart.
How much was that?
I think I spent
chemistry
like 500 and some bucks extra. Like I actually spent so much money.
Okay.
Because my books were expensive. Like engineering had like so many books. Then that stupid chemistry book and my.
Wait, how much did you buy it for?
I can't even remember. But I bought like. Then I was this diligent student. You know, hey, I have to have all my textbooks. Like yada yada. My calculus, like when I was taking calculus, that was like the worst time of my life, because every time they had this new dumb access code for this website we'll do our homework on, and you must buy the access code. Like there's no way around, you must buy it. There's no such thing as, oh, this person has used the access code, I can come and use theirs. No, everybody must have their own, brand new, and it was nothing less than 60 bucks, 60 and above.
Calm down.
And bro, every time I did calc 1, calc 2, calc 3, and then differential equation. So you can imagine how many times I did that. Plus the textbook, the price of the access code was different from the price of the textbook. So like I suffered. So when I got electrical textbooks, like not electrical, electronic textbooks, you can imagine how grateful I was for not, like I saved so much money. Otherwise, I would be broke.
I will say though that my textbooks are not as expensive as hers, so that's why I'm able to buy my textbooks and keep them. And I buy used textbooks off of Amazon or like eBay or thrift
used.
books.
The difference between used and new
is not.
It's like this. You might as well.
Yeah, I think STEM subjects are like more of an investment. Like,
why are they so dramatic though? Like,
yeah, because me, I'm
what
in
is
the
this knowledge that is so weird?
social sciences and humanities. So anyway, point is, funding is expensive. To be entirely honest, I think the cost of going to Calvin full, like if your parents are like not getting any aid, nothing, is $60,000. But most people, I would say within the international student community, pay between like $14,000 and like 28 or like 24. I think it really depends. It depends on your GPA. Study hard when you get here, because if you study hard and you get a high GPA, you can apply for donor funded scholarships, which is how some of us are still here, because some of those donor funded scholarships are like a lot of money. Some of them are not, but it still makes a difference, you see.
No matter else.
What else? How else can you fund? So you can get donor funded scholarships. You have the international student grant. What?
Loans.
You can get loans. You can apply for loans. I mean, honestly, it's not the best, but like it's possible. If you have a cosigner means someone who is a permanent resident or a citizen in the US who can co-sign on your loan. You can apply for that. Keep in mind though that international students have a limited pool of where they can get their loans from, and then I think
everyone is willing to trust you.
Exactly, and then you have higher interest rates, I think. So I would just say honestly, funding should not be a limiting. Like if you really want to go somewhere, right, like at least you should try. Or like something that I took a year off. You know, you don't have to go immediately after high school.
Yeah, I took a gap year.
Yeah. Do you want to clap?
Sorry. Yes, I shall.
Why are you so serious? You look so cute.
Stop! I'm blushing.
No, I can't embarrass myself like this.
Maniac laugh.
Praising the Lord. Hallelujah, hallelujah. You good?
No.
Why?
These earrings.
The earrings. Do you want to take them off?
Yes. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Each time I move my head, it's dancing on my shoulders. I'm like, I think my head is too short.
Oh my God, y'all.
I want to be surprised at the questions. Take that. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, go ahead.
No.
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 Why?
Oh. Okay, let's get down to business.
Yeah.
You're not a thief. You work.
She's fancy. You know, I'm not even gonna look. Just drop it.
Who the heck drinks water? Like a flamingo. Like how, oh, I want to stay there and get married. I have 5 cats, 6 kids. She likes the rich people style. Me, no matter what I like, I always go with the one that costs me the least money. But when I was taking calculus, that was like the worst time of my life. And you must buy the access, like there's no way around, you must buy it. Bro, every time I did calc 1, calc 2, calc 3. So like, I suffer.